Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Guild. Episode 4 of whatever you comment will be added into my fantasy world. Guys, as I said in the last video, I am completely blown away for the love and support that this series has gotten so far. I genuinely can't believe how many people have come together to flesh out this world. I have over 400 comments of different ideas to put into this, which is a phenomenal problem to have. But have no fear, I've been taking every comment that has been left and putting it into a Word document on my computer to keep track of all the ideas and also your names beside each comment, so I will not forget who said what and I will know how to properly credit you guys. But on today's episode, we have 4 more entries into this still unnamed fantasy world. In today's episode, we're going to add some kingdoms in, some more background lore, and a couple of really significant landmarks within the world. So, without further ado, let's begin episode 4. Starting off, a huge thank you to Lou White Misa. Again, I am so sorry if I'm butchering your names, but Lou White Misa has brought forward a really cool idea of a kingdom that lies in the northwest. This is the kingdom of Villai. Villai was founded on top of the ruins of a now extinct volcano. This was an empire that was formed shortly after the events of the Shattering. The main city of Villai was positioned overlooking one of the natural harbours on this island. It was one of the first great powers within this unnamed world, and as the years went by, they set out to conquer many of the neighbouring islands and moved into the mainland, taking capital and village, one after another. The population of this empire during its height mainly consisted of Curvat kobolds. Curvat kobolds are much larger than any kind of normal race of kobolds, and in addition to this, they also had wings sprouting from their back. So, as the empire of Villai continued to expand across many islands and its territory was growing and growing and growing, they started taking strongholds within the mainland. Their glory days would not last long. The empire of Villai launched a war against an ancient elven tribe that is now known as the Battle of Tar Creek, and during this battle, the imperial line of the Great Dragons, also known as the Kobold Emperors, would all be killed. Quickly after this, the empire fell into civil war and chaos and ended up tearing itself apart from within, and the great days of the empire of Villai suddenly fell apart and became diminished to time. 2 centuries would pass before the empire would reunite its once claimed territories. The only foothold they held on to was one of the main islands where the city of Villai still stood, and that is currently where they dwell today. So thank you so much, Lou White Mesa, for this awesome idea. I absolutely love it. You fleshed it out perfectly and it fits right into this world. Moving on to the entry number 2, and that is from the Roly Toaster over on Reddit. And the Roly Toaster wrote, "Somewhere near the foot of the mountains lies a great abandoned city. Travellers have frequently explored this city and its cobbled streets, but have struggled to ever find any real sign of life. However, they have noticed that it is always kept in great repair and moderately clean. But how? Travellers have never worked out. The biggest mystery of this city lies at the very centre, where a coliseum of sorts stands empty and still. And at the centre of this coliseum, this arena, lies a colossal cage constructed of an unknown metal. Many attempts have been made to break apart this cage or take some of this metal to work with, all to be met with failure and disappointment. The origin or the purpose of this cage has been unknown for centuries, but to us, we know that this cage was built to contain a god. Centuries ago, a group of cultists constructed this monstrosity during the events of the Shattering to trap and contain other deities that posed a threat against the god that they worshipped. What god that was, I have no idea, because that's all that was left as a comment. So guys, if you can think of any other ideas regarding this mighty cage, I think I'm going to call it, in fact, I think that is what I'm going to call it. This is called the City of the Mighty Cage. And anyway, moving on to entry number 3. We have 2 main landmarks of this world, and the first of which comes from user Warrant 2k. So thank you so much, Warrant 2k, for this idea. And it's just a simple idea, but I love it. I love it so much because it sets a scene perfectly, and I think it's a really cool idea that can be fleshed out later on down the line by maybe one of you guys, so let me know. In a large, enchanted forest, there is a magical valley filled with dryads and pixies and gnomes, but at the center of this valley lies a location known as Oak's Slumber. And Oak's Slumber is widely known to be the one place on the continent where treants come to die. Treants are these ancient creatures that are living, breathing trees. And when they know their lifespan is coming to an end, whether that's from natural causes or unnatural causes, they make every effort that they can to make it to Oak's Slumber to fall into a deep and peaceful sleep. And the final entry for this episode is from a user called Cormac Turnstead. So Cormac, thank you so much. I appreciated your YouTube comment, and thank you so much for the idea. Not so far from Oak's Slumber, within this enchanted forest, lies a massive ancient tree. This tree has stood for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. It has been debated whether this tree survived the events of the Shattering, but the reason why most people widely know about this sentient tree is the power that its sap holds. It is said that one who consumes this sap can have insight to what the tree knows, but the tree also chooses what it will reveal to each person who consumes its life essence. This could be something from the past, it could be something from the future, or it could be from the present. Although, to the one who dares to consume this sap of this divine tree, who hopes to have a glimpse at the past, present or future, to gain visions of knowledge and desire, this sap can be fatal. And it is said once one tastes this syrupy liquid, they always desire more. A never-ending hunger or thirst, not just for the sap, but for the knowledge that it provides. And guys, that's it for this episode. I am sorry if your idea has not come up yet. I'm trying to group a lot of the ideas into similar kind of areas for each episode, but really guys, I cannot thank you for the love and support on this series. So stay tuned. Without further ado, leave any comments that you want in this fantasy world, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace.